This is Out Loud and Laughing. Today we join Gaytriarchs on our final episode of 2025. Straight out of our Cameo DMs and Gay to the Pod. Joining us today are the voices behind the anti-goop of parenting, David F. Vaughn and Gavin Lodge. They are the Gaytriarchs, two Broadway veterans and recovering PTA leaders who are just sick of the sanitized perfect parenting narrative. From navigating the complexities of surrogacy to the chaos of raising kids as two dads, they offer a hilarious, brutally honest look at what it actually means to be a queer parent today. Welcome to the show, our friends, David and Gavin.
What an intro.
Ow, ow, ow. That's how we do it
that.
here.
Love that intro. That's fantastic. Did I write that? Did I write that, or did somebody else? David, did you?
I didn't write it because he said my name wrong, but that's okay.
No. I did. I forgot a consonant there. David
That was
FM Vaughn. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us. We're stoked to be here on this side.
We are excited and slightly scared to have you guys on our podcast today. And as David's nodding, as we should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, guys, welcome. Tell us a little about your pod. I know John just mentioned it, but we want to give you a little airtime at the front about your pod, because if not, we're just going to talk about what we want to talk about.
No, absolutely. It's a podcast, first of all.
Yeah, sure.
You're in your 40s.
David is very anti-pod. He's very anti-pod.
Something about that shortening, it just feels like we're too old to be able to say pod. Anyway, I like to start every interview with criticizing the hosts of the show.
Yeah, well done. Well done. That was twice, by the way.
That was twice. So about 3 years ago, first of all, I became a dad. I have two kids. I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. And as soon as I became a dad, I was like, why does every gay parent I see everywhere just have these beautiful beach pictures, and they're all rich and they're all white and they're all so thankful for their life, and there's nothing funny, there's nothing,
and they all have abs,
and they all have
all of them have abs,
and they're all vacationing all the time like somebody I know. And I was just like, this is not the life I'm living. Where are those gays? Where are those gay parents where they're laughing and they're like brutally honest about stuff? And it didn't exist. It flat out just did not exist in podcasting. It didn't exist on television. It was all very thankful and very rich. And so I called Gavin and I was like, do you want to like have a podcast and we just like laugh about being gay parents, and we're not being all serious about it and talking about surrogacy the whole time? We're just gonna like laugh and curse and talk about dicks. And he was like, absolutely. And so that's how Gaytriarchs was born.
Yeah. And I had wanted to try to do something like this also in previous times, like everybody who essentially has a child and then says, I have a lot of things to say, so I should start a podcast. All of those idiots out there. But thank God I had somebody like David who actually follows through with the things he says he's going to do. So when he called me and said, I'll do 90% of the work, I'm like, this is exactly the way I've wanted to be carried into the podcast world, is on somebody else's shoulders. But while I have the microphone stuck in my ears right now, I also have for context, I have a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old. And so it's kind of, may I say that we come at this with different angles, because I have teenagers and he's just beyond toddlers, although we started really with him in the dregs of toddlerhood. And I admit sometimes David and I have not discussed this. Disclaimer that I'm bringing up news here, but sometimes I wonder, oh my God, do we need a third person to come on and talk about babies? Because babies is so critical to what we talk about. But David.
And yes, also Brian and John, you're going to have to cut him off at some point. He doesn't stop. You just have to jump in every once in a while and stop.
I heard a crying baby could do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I also heard that you said David does 90% of the work, and I want to know if David actually agrees with that percentage number.
For sure. It's also like having sex with Gavin. Like he expects somebody else to do 90% of the work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lays on his back. Here for it. Lays on his back, points his heels to Jesus and prays on handbags.
Yep.
I will bite my tongue here. No need for me to explain or disclaim.
Mm-hmm. I love it. John, let's get into our first topic with these two.
I would get into any tops with these two. Sure, let's do it. Oh, topics. Sorry. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
John and I just got back from a fabulous vacation where his sister got married. So we thought we would jump into our first topic. And I kind of want John to set the stage.
Which is rubbing sand in the wounds of the fact that David and I haven't had a vacation in 3 years. Is that That's what
Listen,
it is.
your issues are your issues.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Listen, when you ladder that up to traveling with kids, which is where I think we want to take this, I think you
Mhm.
guys have your own experiences. I'm traveling with kids who aren't even mine. Okay,
Mhm.
like this becomes like more along the lines of torture as opposed to quality vacation, self healing time.
For
But
sure.
it's a whole thing. I
Yeah.
mean, I listen, and I come in at the fun part. Like I don't even know what it's like leading up to it. I packed for myself and barely if that well at that point. So, guys, you're going to have to walk me through a little bit of this cuz I'll jump in where I can, but where does this even begin? Packing for multiple people besides yourselves?
it's
Walk me
horrible.
walk me through.
Yeah.
The level of anxiety you have in preparing for the worst in every scenario absolutely undercuts the level of fun you're anticipating. And I feel like that has broken my spirit of fun to the degree that my kids now just refer to me as the not fun dad. Thanks a lot, guys. But my first thought is just like preparing for the worst when in reality, you hit some bumps along the road, but there's no way to be prepared for all of that. But David, what are your first thoughts on that?
Well, it reminds me of, you know how like people joke when you're packing for a vacation and you pack too many underwears and they're like, "How many times are you gonna shit your pants?" Ha 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 ha. Well, when you have kids, they're gonna shit their pants. And they're
Double it.
gonna shit their pants quite a bit. And so that is for sure something that I think is very important. I always think that the one big lesson I've learned with traveling with kids, well, young kids, is that more is not better, more different things is better. So like for snacks on the plane, a ton of chips, not as good as a little bag of chips, a little bag of pretzels, a little bag of this, a little bag of that, because to keep their mind occupied is the trick. And so that's the same with like coloring and all that kind of shit. So I think the one lesson I've learned is like have a lot of different things to keep them engaged, even if it's like a toy car. That saved us in Newark Airport one time when we were delayed for 5 hours. Was this little tiny fucking car, and he just rolled it down the ramp. Sorry, handicapped people, but we have things to do, and we just rolled it down the ramp over and
Oh,
over and
yes.
over again. And that lasted an hour and a half. And then when he was done with that, we're like, great, we have another thing. So I don't think it's just iPad and a bunch of food. I think it's a lot of different things.
And then also thinking about whether or not you're going to a destination with a target or a destination where you are going to be completely on your own and do really have to bring everything. But I also, my overall thought here is not a specific packing list, but leaving behind your expectations that everything is going to be Instagrammable. Because as a control freak, know the disappointment you give to yourself when you think you can control everything on a vacation. And in reality, in vacation, you should always be kind of like flexible, but with kids you just have to let go of the expectations and just be like, you know what, if they're going to completely waste their time with just a matchbox car at a fabulous five-star resort, they're gonna be happier if you leave them alone, and you will be happier if they are basically happy. So it's leaving behind the expectations, honestly.
We don't
My
shop at
big
Target anymore.
Yeah, yeah, we don't.
And
I
that.
agree. My biggest learning with traveling with kids is the proportions. Make sure you have more adults to children to make
Mm.
sure that there's help
Yes.
there. Because when you go with just yourself, your partner, and the kids, that's not a fucking vacation.
Nope.
That is a trip, and you want to get home. But when I have, so John and I are excited because we're going to this wedding last week. My whole family's there. My parents are going to be with the kids. I am literally walking up to check in with my kids after a plane ride saying, "Parents, take the fucking kids." My mom and my dad, both of them, slipped and fell. My dad breaks his toe. My
Oh,
mom breaks her foot. So I literally had only John to help me on this trip.
Uh, I
that's
quite literally
inconsiderate of
stepped
them.
in. I quite literally
Yeah.
stepped in. I had to. There was no other feet left too. So
That is inconsiderate of them to do to you, is what I
It
think.
is.
Yeah.
It
You
is.
know, so but I also, fun fact, I packed a shit ton for the whole family, and I did it so quickly that I literally was on the plane ride texting my parents before we landed saying, "Definitely forgot to pack Kenzie's bathing suits. I need you to
Mhm.
go buy some." But
Yep.
Mhm.
yeah.
this was
Not at Target.
pre-foot and not at Target. No, this was definitely on the resort property. So an arm and
It
a
was
leg
really cheap.
was.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
So I told
Uh,
him to buy 2, not 1.
well, I mean, if you think about it, Brian, it cost them both their feet. So
Fair.
Yeah. No.
anyway,
Yeah.
no. But then on top of it, now you have all the supplies, and now you have the experience. And Gavin, you sort of started to touch on it, where you sort of have to relinquish control and roll with the punches and take it as it comes. But then, like, you've just spent all this money,
Yeah.
And
and
you
they're
want an
supposed
Instagram moment.
to be having fucking fun, and
Yeah.
now they're throwing a temper tantrum, and it's because of the dumbest thing. How do we get through that healthfully, y'all? Because this
You
can
don't.
yeah, you don't.
Yes, I would say I think this is somewhat answering your question, is that the lesson I feel like I've learned in life with these kids, but also on vacations, is don't trade fun for fun. If your kids are sitting in the pool playing with a Matchbox car, but you have this great event, there's a big slide over there, and you're like, no, we should be on the slide right now. Don't trade fun for fun, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to pull them away from the car. They're going to start crying. You're going to be like, no, 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 don't worry. The slide is way more fun. They're going to refuse to go down the slide. Then you're going to force them down the slide. Then they're going to cry. And then you've ruined your day. So when your kids are having fun, whether it's something you've paid for or not, don't trade fun for fun. And
Are
so
you
that's
sure you weren't on our vacation, David?
did that happen? Am I hitting a sensitive spot?
Like, very much so. Slides and trading and happy and angry kids all together at once. It was a joy.
Mhm. Along those lines also, when you do have to trade something for something and you're just having a epic tantrum, don't try to force them to sit down in the restaurant. Don't try to force them through the whatever expectation you had. If you change the scenario, David, what is it you often say? Let's go to David's wisdom here, but you often say you need like water or air, right, to change
If there's
a
ever an
thing.
issue with your kids, if they're ever like being shitty, add air or water. Take them on
And
a
that means,
walk, make them
yeah,
play in the sink. It changes everything.
splash water directly in
Mhm,
their face, that
mhm.
kind of thing.
Waterboarding?
Waterboarding. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Scream, yeah,
Yeah.
scream at,
Waterboard them or choke them is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
scream asshole directly into their faces as loud as you can, so that they feel the wind on their face, that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, forcing them to do the thing that they don't want to do while you're on vacation just makes everybody miserable. So have another drink and let them, I suppose, I don't know, dictate their own fun, and you just go along with it and get rid of those expectations.
It got to the point where the vacation was fun. I wouldn't say it was our most magical vacation ever, but Adam and I were excited to land in 20-degree weather. That's how
Mhm.
excited we were just to get home, back to
Oh
like
yeah.
just we want to get back to our routine. Like the kids needed their fucking school. Teachers needed to play a 50% role in their raising, not me
Mhm.
being 100%. Like,
Your husband messaged one of my. I had posted a story about us like sliding down the hill in the snow because it snowed up here while you guys were down there,
yeah.
and he was like, "Oh my god, I'm so jealous," and and I was like, "Ha ha ha, you're on a beach," or whatever. He's like, "No, actually, I wish we were in the snow right now."
Because here's the hard part with vacations that like so John doesn't get to experience. He doesn't well, he did a little bit, but like during the day, even if people are engaging with your children, even if you have help, your parents, whatever, you still have that morning routine and that bedtime routine. And
Mhm.
Hmm.
that starts your day not happy and it ends
Hmm.
your everyday vacation not happy.
Yes, it's so true. Oh my god, if and if it
100%.
and if it goes wrong. Wait, this is I don't know if this is the point of your podcast, but a helpful bit of advice for when you are around other people who can help watch your kid and you're just like, "Please fucking watch my child. I don't want to do it," is to make sure that you have specified a person to be watching your kid. So what happens oftentimes is you'll be at a party and there'll be all your family there and you're like, "Great, somebody will watch them." Well, then everyone thinks somebody else is watching them
Yes.
Yeah.
and then they're
Good point.
face down in the pool. So I found that it's really great to be like, if you're going to walk away because there's family or whatever, you say, "Hey mom, can you watch him while I'm gone?" That way she knows it's a point person because we all feel the same way. And yeah, so
I had that and then they broke their feet.
Right.
Okay, so so next topic that we want to deep dive into with the holiday season was lying to your children.
love it.
Oh. Mhm.
And your
Very pro.
and
Yeah.
ourselves as gay men, but let's
Hmm.
talk about the
Oh, yeah.
children first because
Hmm.
we've wrapped up the holiday season. We've had a fucking elf in our house for 24 days that the kids
Oh.
somehow I don't know how their brain doesn't work because they still think it's magic and that thing is flying around every night, but
The
it
kids are
works. And
idiots. Yeah, yeah.
and even the whole Santa thing, like it's magical. And I don't get me wrong, I love it. I think it's amazing.
Hmm.
I'll keep it going for as long as possible. But it is a little weird that I have to lie about that to them.
Yeah. It's like the first really massive lie you give to them. But I have to say, now that my kids are on the other side, A, we have never discussed it. They have never sat us down to say, hey, by the way, we don't believe anymore, but boy, do they want presents. Although Santa just doesn't come up in the conversation anymore, honestly. But but it's been interesting how we've just never had like we've had more like serious talks about sex as teenagers, but we never talked about Santa Claus, which is weird to put sex and Santa Claus in the same sentence. But I would
Is
say
it?
that talking about
Is it?
To be fair,
as long as
Gavin
it's
doesn't like
Target
talking
Santa
to his.
Daddy.
Oh yes, oh my God, yes, he's so hot. But to be fair, Gavin does not like talking to his children in general. And so
That's
the
good
fact
to
that he
know.
doesn't talk to,
But
no,
it is massive lies we are telling them and setting them up for their future of disillusionment, which is basically what parenting is, and setting them up for therapy. So
yes. It's also hard. It's like weirdly, like I'm very much an atheist. I've been an atheist for a very long time. I don't know if the word devout is because it's kind of the absence of something, but like it feels. I know it sounds so silly, but it feels weird for me to be lying to my kids when they ask me directly, "Is the tooth fairy real?" And be like, "No." No, none of this is real. God is not real. What are you talking about? But it is hard because I do want to give them magic and hope and everything. But I'm literally saying something that I know is not true. And I know who cares, David, but it feels weird. My son just lost another tooth the other day, and he was like, "Is the tooth fairy real, Dad?" And I like lying to my children. I want to point that out,
Mhm.
but this feels weird to lie about. But yeah, we don't do Elf on the Shelf, but we do Santa and
How have you not done Elf on the Shelf?
They
And how
have
have
an
we
elf.
not discussed this?
They have an elf on the shelf. They just don't move it, and it's not the standard one. I've been to the house, David.
Busted,
busted. Yeah.
busted. Oh my God,
I
I'm
love
so
it.
glad. Like the only elf I'm moving around here, like name changes on a nightly basis. So I'm just don't have and he moves on his own, girls. Let me
If
Uh-huh.
just tell
only.
you. Yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
Oh man, oh
Which leads me
man.
to my other question. What are some of the lies as gay men that we tell ourselves?
Yeah, that
Oh
he
God.
Ah,
How long is this podcast?
that I
Girl, we lie to
that
ourselves daily.
that 2026 is going to be different than 2025, probably in
it
all the ways.
Oh, yeah,
amen.
Uh,
that's
and I
true.
mean that personally. Like, am I actually going to start eating the way I said I was going to in January 2025, or
No.
exercising, or doing the things, or having
Nope.
way more sex, or all the things? It'll probably be the same.
But is
I
that a
mean,
gay trait or is that just a
Yeah.
50-year-old trait?
I'm going to pass this back to you guys because I'm curious to know what the ways that you all are lying to yourselves. Because I think to myself, how many lies am I telling myself all the time? And is it a gay thing?
well,
Hmm.
given the time of year, I really just thought maybe it's interesting to even connect the fact that like New Year's resolutions and lies to ourselves, like they seem to somehow like end up going hand in hand, although I try really hard for them not to. But like, are we changing annually or like are we more changing like in these like large seasons? Like I'm gonna give myself a little bit more grace and maybe I'll exercise the same New Year's resolution 4 years in a row and see how close we get in 4 years, you know? I don't know.
A girl can always dream.
Nah,
A girl can
Oh my
always
God.
dream.
Has he frozen like that, or is he just holding it?
I think he's frozen
Oh,
like that. We can continue on without him, though.
Oh my
Oh,
no.
please
gosh.
take please
Yeah,
take a
just here.
screenshot.
I'm gonna take a screenshot right now because this is really good. Hold, everyone smile.
Uh,
Great, got it. Got it. All right, let's wait till he comes back.
Nice.
I
Oh,
love
we
it.
got it. All
I'm
right.
back.
Can I access the chat? Let's see. Oh no, I can't. Okay.
um,
I'm back.
so I think for me, telling lies, I mean, as a gay man, but also a parent, I always tell myself I'm doing a good job as a parent, which I think that is a
Oh.
lie. I always tell myself I want to get a C minus at least, and that's passing, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need to be the
Mm-hmm.
best parent. I don't need to be the worst parent, but that's a lie. I definitely tell myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm good at this.
Yeah. That's definitely a lie.
You know?
You know, at the risk of being a little too sincere with an impressionist wannabe Bob Ross painting behind me, I will immediately push back on lies telling ourselves, because we all know that gay men, one of our superpowers is our vulnerability and our honesty. And honestly, we're telling a lot fewer lies than most of the world out there. And if we set that example for our children, it's going to be a better place. And I'll
I
stand by that.
Gavin, we had Pedro Pina on our podcast recently, and he basically said uh something around coming out of the closet feels so good because you like are like releasing a lie and that like
Hmm.
when we're in the closet that that is the lie. So I really think that it's really beautiful that you just said we are authentically ourselves, that we have sort of come to a lot more truths than some other people
Hmm.
who are near us have. And so kudos to us. I think we should really start off on the right foot this year
There's
given all
also
the
And setting that example for our kids too. So
I love that.
I also, there's another person who said this way more eloquently than I, that they were saying, like, as gay people, when we come out, we have to pick through what part of ourselves is authentic and what part of ourselves was created to protect ourselves in being in the closet. And so when we come out, we're like, okay, am I really into country music and girls? No, I made that part up. Am I really wanting to be a dad? Yeah, I think I do want to be a dad. We talked about this on one of our shows, is like, I think a lot of gay men start their parenting journey with like, oh, I want to be, but in a heteronormative way, where they were like, oh, well, because I was in the closet for so long, I knew I wanted to get married and have children. And then when you come out, you don't have to have kids really. And then you kind of have to decide, oh, am I actually going to have kids as a gay man because I authentically want to be a dad? Or is this some part of my kind of protection I was making when I was pretending to be straight?
But can I call all of you guys out? Because I think that I
oh,
agree
good,
with it a
good,
little
good.
bit. But as a gay man, when I am feeling a little bit heavy, I go to the angled mirror in my room that makes me look skinny. And I tell myself, I don't look that bad. So I feel like on a daily, I still lie to myself, regardless of, I agree with everything everyone's saying. But, you know, there are many lies I tell myself to make myself smile, even though in the back of my mind, I know, yeah, okay, if I go to the actual mirror, it's not that pretty.
These jeans do still fit and they still look good. Yes. Yeah.
I
Or
love it.
I'm not losing my hair. I think it
Yeah.
still looks fine. I can't see
Gavin
the
is
back of
not
it,
losing
so-
his hair. He's just combing it more forward. And there's a
Oh,
difference.
that is
Mhm.
true. So good. Okay, so then we're gonna take it to a little bit of a turn because it's been so great talking to you guys about parenting.
Really?
But it'd be nice to get to know you guys a little more as dirty gay men. So
Yeah.
we want to call this lightning round the Gaytriarchy Unplugged.
Oh boy.
And so we're basically going to give you two things to pick from, and we want to hear both of you answer which do you prefer. And no clarifying questions because you just have to take it for how you take it, right?
Oh,
And
good
we'll
luck
go
with
from
Gavin.
there.
He's gonna clarify you to death. Yeah.
I'll start with the first one. It's easy, we think, but people always ask clarifying questions, John, on this one, I feel like.
They do.
Scruff or no scruff?
Scruff.
Scruff, yeah.
Why?
Easy.
Period. Are we supposed to give? I give no clarifying.
No, Brian,
See,
you are leading.
I told you right away. First question.
Brian is
clarifying.
leading the witness.
Yeah.
You're leading the witness.
I am not leading any witness. I want to understand your answer. I want to dig
Okay.
into your answer. That's
So
all.
it is a clarification. We're not supposed to ask.
But
Got
he's
it.
the host,
Right.
Gavin. He's the host.
Oh yeah,
He's
I'm allowed to
do it.
clarify your
Yeah.
answer. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. No, you guys aren't allowed to. We're the tops here, guys.
Oh yes, yes. My clarifying is yes to scruff because I am very attracted to masculinity, and I attribute those two things together.
I think I can say exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's about manhood and being men, and I
Yeah.
appreciate the scruff. Yeah.
Scruff, but also washes his balls, which is a delicate line. Yeah, yeah.
Not musky.
Not musky. No, I want to smell soap. Thanks.
You like Irish soap?
Yeah.
Like what was it, Irish
well, not
Springs?
cheap white people soap. I mean, like, so at least give me a Dove body wash or something. You know what I mean?
Something
Again-
with exfoliants.
Again, here we are, boys, lying to ourselves.
Lying, lying to ourselves, lying that we're tops, lying that. Oh yeah. Got it.
Dove soap, clean balls, manly man. Find him, I'll marry him.
Give me a stinky twink any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you boys prefer a circuit party or a board game night?
Board game night. So easy. Board game night. Yeah.
Circuit party, obviously.
Oh, run that
I
train.
mean, no strings attached, and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Do
but
they have
like,
a lot
David-
of those, David, in Connecticut?
Zero.
But
Zero.
also,
I
circuit
think there's a
parties
community-
start at like 11 p.m. I've been
Right.
asleep for 2 hours. What are you talking about?
I do believe that community exists up here on the dirt road with the chickens that I live in. But I've heard tell that there is that world out there, not for the gays particularly, but I have yet to know who's part of it and get some real details. But I'll report back when I find out.
A circuit party with chickens sounds very fun.
I'm actually into that. Yeah.
You know, who doesn't love a whole thing of cock?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are at a baseball game. Are you pitching or are you catching?
I'm trying to decide which way to
Pitching.
go this way.
I would rather be throwing the ball
Okay.
than having a ball flying at my face and being so afraid it's going to hit me in the face Or my balls for that.
Even though you just said you want to go to a circuit party, just going to clarify that.
Yes.
Can I say my answer is I'm in the locker room blowing the team?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
So
everyone needs a fluffer.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
David, I identify.
Yeah.
I see your side and I raise you. No. So we already identified scruff or
Yeah.
smooth. So I'm gonna skip to big spoon or little spoon.
Big spoon.
Big
No.
spoon.
No.
I'm little spoon with the dog. She's actually the big
Aw.
spoon. Because Adam won't
Aw.
even touch me. He's like in bed. He's on the other side of the bed.
He's got his like dentures in and his face mask and a red
Yeah.
light therapy mask. In.
Oh, 100%. So
And the
yeah.
CPAP machine as well going.
Yeah, literally.
That's literally my biggest turn on.
CPAP
White
machine.
noise. White noise. Yes.
White noise. Do you prefer a drag brunch or a Sunday reset?
What's a
Sunday reset?
I can't ask clarifying question. I guess a drag brunch.
Okay.
All right.
Like, is that in the city? Like,
I
put the
don't
kids
know
with
what a Sunday
babysitters?
reset is, so I just chose one.
Just like hanging, like maybe like laying on the couch, like a little Netflix.
Oh,
like
yeah,
kind
Sunday
of.
reset. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Sunday reset.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted at the idea of going to a drag brunch, and I love drag brunches for other people. I'll take the reset.
I also like
think
the.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I was
No,
gonna
go
say it's fun to watch a drag queen melt in the sun. There's something because like the drag queen. What I love about drag queens is that they're so powerful. They're in command everywhere they go. They are the boss where they go. Except for a drag queen brunch at like 9 a.m. in Louisiana, and you start to see, the glue is starting to come up, the sweat's going down, like they're really struggling. There's something beautiful to that.
I all the image I'm getting, David, is Oscars in Palm Springs, and it's like by no fault that they called it a man's name because the sun is so hot. By the time they're done performing, they're literally all Oscars. I mean,
Oh, that's cute.
oh dear. Let's see here. Are we into the silver fox or more of the baby faces these days?
Silver fox.
Silver fox.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're I get that.
Are we
What
getting
about
aligned? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all aligned. What about sweatpants or skinny jeans?
Oh, sweatpants and like no underwear, please.
But like winter sweatpants, exactly.
Yes, exactly. Where it's all like tight but like poked out. Like so I want to no. Yeah.
Outlines.
Outlines.
Fall is my favorite season because of outlines.
Absolutely. I get to know if you're circumcised or not without even knowing your name.
Oh my God,
And
John, that's a whole
important
new
to me.
segment, outlines and laughing.
I'm dead.
Yeah, I would subscribe to that show.
I hate that I didn't come up with that. Oh my
Okay,
God.
John, you're next.
All right. Because this one's probably the pièce de résistance. Whips and chains or leather gear?
Leather gear.
Whips and chains just I don't like it. It feels like it would hurt. And I've never done leather. Like I've never worn leather in the sexual way. But I gotta say leather. I guess I'll say leather.
Would you prefer a
I've never
furry?
been to an eagle. I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The eagle is dark.
It's
like,
dark,
literally
but also
dark.
again, my aversion to musky balls, I feel like that's not my place. I don't belong
That's going to
there.
be probably the eagle, most likely, with the leather, but probably not whips and chains. So then maybe you could ease into it.
What about hold me while I cry? Is that one of the options?
Should be.
Okay.
That is David brings that up enough that but this is definitely making disclaimers and clarifications. But don't forget, you're not the top here, David. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Okay, loud one. Last one. And I want to unpack this one. A dad bod or a Greek bod?
Oh, so easy. It's such an easy answer.
Oh, okay.
I know Gavin's.
Dad bod.
No,
Yeah.
Gavin, that's a lie. You are always talking about like, oh, his muscles in his chest and No, I am so hot and so into a dad bod, and I mean like authentically, because I feel like there was a part of me for a while that was like, oh, dad bod, I'm now hot now suddenly in the gay community because I don't have a 28-inch waist. But then I was like, oh no, like I think it's kind of hot, and maybe it's because now I feel more comfortable in bed with him. But like for sure, dad bod all the way.
The right amount of
See,
of girth.
he's closet muscle queen is what he is. Circuit party? You think circuit parties are into dad bods?
Fine.
No.
Fine.
No.
How about all of the above?
There we go. Equal opportunist.
I literally
Mhm.
knew I was gay after watching Hercules. Like, I mean, who doesn't like
yeah.
Which
idolize that?
Hercules are we talking about?
The Disney
Anim-
one. It's
The
John.
animated one.
Cartoon. Hello. No Disney cartoon can stand up to any actual human. The anthropomorphification of Disney characters is yeah, give me that Hercules drawn body.
Fun fact, David and I live close to each other, so we get to hang out now, and we were at their house, and they had this amazing Aladdin ornament on the tree, and my husband, Adam, was like, "Oh, I love Aladdin," and David had no problem shaming and saying, "Oh, you married the Temu version of
I
Aladdin."
said you married Timu Aladdin. Aladdin. Yeah.
Referring to you, Brian.
Correct. And I died.
When Brian comes over, it's 4 hours of being mean to each other, and then we
It's
hug
so
each other
great.
and say we love you, and then they leave. It's fantastic.
It's actually been very therapeutic. It's my
Do
new
you know-
Sunday therapy.
I would say
Oh, yeah.
I would say you were less Temu, more DH Gate. If you're not even familiar with that, that's like the Canal Street of Amazon.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like you don't look like
Actually.
the picture, you know, it comes in like
But it still delivers, and it's cheap, and it's essentially the same thing, but it coming in exactly the same package. So
Always
come
comes.
on.
Always comes.
It always comes. It's the same thing, but something just ain't right. Do you know what I mean? It's like something along the edges is not right. But wait, I challenge you guys, you muscle queens, David Harbour in Stranger Things.
Oh.
Tell me you don't want him to pin you down behind an Applebee's.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
With the Target Santa Daddy.
Correct.
And there you go. So that brings on the dad bod and the scruff and the
muscles.
silver fox right in there.
And the muscles, because that guy
And
in the
the
Target
muscles.
ad is like super muscular. Yeah.
wait,
Yeah, probably.
hold the phone. Is anybody here watching that HBO show Heated Rivalry?
I've only watched all the clips online, so I've basically I've jerked
yeah.
off. I've jerked off to it all.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
I
I've
brought
not
it up.
watched
I
it.
mean, if you guys haven't talked about it yet, I definitely brought it up like, oh my God, we've got to talk about this because we're so behind at talking about it. And David mocked me relentlessly, per usual, about it. But I'm glad that you're bringing it up like you haven't talked about it. So please tell.
Well, I'm just saying they are literally celebrating all of these Greek bods. I think it's why it's been so successful. Timely in our conversation because season 2 was just picked up by HBO last
really?
month. Yeah, so we will be seeing more Greek bods coming. But yeah, I mean, like if there were a bunch of dad bods on there, I'm not sure it would be that successful. I think all of us kind of like this sort of like ideal body type.
I think so too. However, that ass is not a Greek ass. That is a little bit sloppy of an ass, which is why it's so sexy. Do you know what I mean?
It's a
Yes.
little
the
sloppy.
Russian one.
Mm-hmm.
As character.
It's a little sloppy, and I
It's
think that's what we like about.
round.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's like if you bolded the peach emoji, you know.
Yeah. Which is, listen, that's my dream because I have no ass. I go from back to leg. There's no transition
Same.
whatsoever. It's one line all the way down.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Well, we loved having the Gaytriarchs on our podcast. We will think about having you guys back again. We know people can find you in the back dark room of the Eagle, but where else can people find you and your podcast online?
Oh God, you are just a delight. We are at Gaytriarchs podcast, basically everywhere on the internet.
The pod.
No, we don't say that. You're in your 40s, babe. You can't say that. Yeah, we're at Gaytriarchs podcast. We have a new episode every Wednesday. Come over and laugh with us.
We try to crank out as much social media as we possibly can, but oh my God, the
You
game
guys are way
there.
better
But
at it.
get at Gaytriarchs podcast and also on TikTok, just like moving it over there as well. But look for us there too. We'll definitely underwhelm and disappoint.
Just like today.
Well, we loved having both of you. We will definitely be having you guys back. And thanks so much, guys, for joining Out Loud and Laughing.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
This was Out Loud and Laughing.
We're available everywhere you get your podcasts: Spotify, Apple, YouTube, iHeart, or wherever.